Pablo's story didn't begin with lights, fame, or roaring crowds. It began in silence, struggle, and a world that kept telling him he wasn't enough. Before he became the backbone of SB19, he was just a young dreamer fighting rejection, poverty, and his own self-doubt. People underestimated him, overlooked him, and doubted his leadership. But while others quit, Pablo trained harder, stayed longer, and carried the weight no one else could. He turned discipline into destiny and transformed a small dream into a movement that changed P-pop forever. This is why Pablo became the leader no one expected, yet everyone needed. Support the channel the way Pablo supported SB19, with heart. Like, share, and subscribe before we continue the journey. Before Pablo became the fierce leader of SB19, he was just a young boy from a family trying to survive one day at a time. His childhood wasn't filled with luxury or opportunity. It was filled with responsibility. With limited financial resources, he learned early what sacrifice meant. While other kids worried about school projects or after-school hangouts, Pablo was worrying about how to help his family, how to stretch what little they had, and how to keep his dream alive when real life was trying to bury it. Music wasn't just a hobby to him. It was his lifeline. It was the one place he felt understood, the one place he could release everything he carried. Even before debuting, Pablo wrote lyrics in notebooks, on old pieces of paper, anywhere he could find space. His words were shaped by struggle, fears he couldn't say out loud, pressures he kept hidden, and dreams too big for the world around him. Many people told him music wasn't practical, that he should give it up, that dreams don't pay bills. But Pablo held on, quietly, stubbornly, and with a strength no one recognized yet. Every moment of doubt only sharpened his resolve. Every failure only made him hungrier. What the world didn't see was that Pablo wasn't just building a skill, he was building a heart strong enough to lead a revolution in P-pop. His past wasn't a weakness, it was the foundation that made him unbreakable. When Pablo entered the world of trainee life, he stepped into an environment designed to break the weak and expose the unprepared. It wasn't glamorous, it was painful, exhausting, and mentally crushing. Long hours of dance drills, strict Korean-style training, constant evaluation, and the fear of being cut at any moment defined his days. While others slept, Pablo practiced. And while others complained, he pushed himself further, determined not to waste the opportunity he fought so hard to earn. But it wasn't just the physical pressure. There were days when trainees left one by one, unable to handle the process. Low resources, uncertainty about debuting, and the fear that everything might collapse kept haunting the group. In the middle of this chaos, Pablo quietly stepped up. He wasn't announced as the leader. He became the leader because everyone naturally followed the one who never gave up. When morale dropped, Pablo lifted it. When members doubted themselves, he encouraged them. When the group felt lost, he pushed them back on track. He became the backbone not because he wanted power, but because he wanted the team to survive. More than once, Pablo nearly reached his breaking point. The pressure, the exhaustion, the lack of clarity about their future, it all weighed heavily on him. But every time he thought of stopping, he remembered his family, his struggles, and the dream he refused to bury. Those training days didn't just create a performer. They forged a leader, sharp, disciplined, and unshakable. A leader strong enough to carry SB19 into history. Pablo isn't just the leader of SB19. He is the mind that shapes the group's message, the pen behind their biggest anthems, and the storyteller who turned their struggles into masterpieces. His lyrics didn't just entertain, they rewrote what P-pop could sound like. When he created Go Up, it wasn't just a song. It was a confession of their pain, their failures, and their unbroken belief that they had one last chance. Every line carried their real story, and people felt it. Then came Mappa, a song that touched millions because it came from the deepest corner of Pablo's heart. Inspired by his parents and the sacrifices he witnessed growing up, the song became a tribute to every Filipino mother and father. Only a lyricist who lived through real struggle could write something so pure, so universal. Bazinga showed Pablo's genius in a different way, his ability to turn hate into fuel. The song was a clapback, wrapped in clever wordplay, rhythm, and swagger. Meanwhile, What? and Gento revealed the intensity of his artistic vision, layered meanings, metaphors, and lines that demanded listeners to think deeper. His themes, family, hardship, fear, ambition, pressure, aren't random. They come from his own life, the responsibilities he carried young, the doubts he battled, the dreams he chased even when no one believed in him. This is why his writing feels alive. It comes from truth, not imagination. Pablo didn't just write songs. He wrote the soundtrack of a movement. Being a leader is easy when everything is going well, but Pablo became a leader in moments when everything was falling apart. He wasn't just guiding SB19 on stage, he was protecting them behind the scenes, absorbing criticism, and shielding his members from harsh realities the public never saw. There were times when SB19 faced attacks online, misjudgments, and unnecessary hate. Pablo stood at the front, taking the blows so the others wouldn't have to. When performances were criticized, he blamed himself. When something went wrong, he stepped forward before anyone else. That's the kind of leader he is, one who carries the weight, even when it hurts. His leadership style is different from typical leaders who rely on authority or ego. Pablo leads with empathy. He listens first, speaks with intention, and makes decisions based on what's best for the group, not for himself. He leads with discipline, reminding the members of their goals, pushing them to improve, and setting the example by being the hardest worker in the room. But his greatest strength is his sacrifice. He has stayed up sleepless nights editing, writing, arranging, mentoring, and keeping the group aligned. Even when tired, he shows up. Even when scared, he stays strong for everyone else. The members trust him because they know he would never let them fall. Leadership under fire reveals a person's true character. And in every storm, Pablo stood firm, unshaken, responsible, and ready to protect his brothers. Before the world saw Pablo commanding arenas with explosive energy, he was known as the quiet, reserved trainee who often kept to himself. Many people who knew him in those early days would never have predicted the transformation that was coming. But Pablo's journey is proof that greatness is not born. It is built, shaped, and earned through relentless effort. He reinvented himself piece by piece. Physically, he pushed through exhausting workouts and dance routines that reshaped his body and strengthened his stamina. Vocally, he trained tirelessly, expanding his range, sharpening his tone, and learning how to control his voice under pressure. As a rapper, he studied flow, delivery, cadence, and timing until he crafted a sound unmistakably his own. But the biggest transformation was internal. Pablo had to build confidence from scratch. He wasn't naturally outspoken or flashy. He had to teach himself how to command attention. He learned how to channel intensity, how to project authority on stage, and how to transform shyness into power. The once quiet trainee became a performer who steps onto the stage like he owns it, with sharp movements, piercing expressions, and a presence that demands respect. People who remember the old Pablo are often shocked when they see him perform today. The transformation didn't happen overnight. It happened through discipline, sacrifice, and a fire inside him that refused to fade. Pablo didn't just improve. He evolved into a fierce performer whose energy electrifies every stage he touches. Pablo's dominance on stage isn't accidental. It's the result of technical skill, artistic intelligence, and a mastery of performance rarely seen in P-pop. His voice carries a unique tone, deep, textured, and grounded, with an emotional rawness that cuts straight through. When he sings, he doesn't just hit notes, he tells a story. His breath control allows him to maintain power even in the most demanding choreography, proving a level of endurance that mirrors global performers. As a rapper, Pablo stands in a league of his own. His speed, articulation, clarity, and rhythmic precision meet international standards. He can switch flows effortlessly, smooth to aggressive, soft to sharp, depending on the emotion of the song. In Gento and What, his rap sections demonstrate control, intensity, and a confidence that anchors the entire performance. But his real weapon is emotional delivery. Pablo performs with his whole being. The audience doesn't just watch him, they feel him. He knows when to explode with energy, when to slow down, when to lock eyes with the camera, and when to let silence speak louder than sound. This emotional intelligence is what elevates his performance above simple technicality. Compared to global artists, Pablo holds his ground. He has the commanding presence of a frontman, the lyrical precision of a skilled rapper, and the emotional depth of a seasoned vocalist. Within SB19, he sets the standard. Outside SB19, he raises the bar for P-pop as a whole. Pablo doesn't just perform on stage, he owns it. Pablo isn't just an artist, he is a visionary who sees far beyond the stage lights and awards. While many performers focus on the moment, Pablo focuses on the future. He understands that SB19 is not just a group, it is the beginning of something bigger, something that can rewrite the story of Filipino music on the world stage. From the beginning, he dreamed not only of their success, but of the rise of P-pop as a global force. His commitment to independence is what makes him different. Instead of relying on established paths, Pablo helped build 1Z Entertainment, a company that stands as a symbol of creative freedom for SB19. Under 1Z, he isn't just an idol, he is a producer, a writer, a strategist, and a leader shaping the future of the group. He works behind the scenes to build systems, create opportunities, and ensure that the group can grow without limitations. But his vision doesn't stop with SB19. Pablo continuously supports and mentors younger artists, encouraging them to embrace originality and authenticity. He wants a generation of Filipino musicians to rise, not just a single group. He sees the potential of Filipino talent, and he's determined to give them the platform he once desperately needed. His dream is simple yet powerful: to lift Filipino music onto the global map. And unlike many dreamers, Pablo has the discipline, intelligence, and passion to make it happen. He's not just part of the movement, he's leading it. Pablo's influence extends far beyond music, choreography, or stages. He inspires people because they see themselves in him, a man who came from humble beginnings, who struggled, who doubted himself, and who still found a way to rise. Fans connect with him because he remains grounded, soft-spoken, and respectful, despite everything he has achieved. His humility isn't an image, it is genuine, a reflection of his upbringing and the struggles he never forgets. His lyrics heal people. Songs like Mapa, Go Up, and Ikako became soundtracks for fans who were hurting, grieving, or searching for strength. Many Atin share stories of how Pablo's words helped them through depression, inspired them to keep going, or reminded them of the love they often take for granted. His music reaches people on a deeper level because it comes from his own heart, shaped by real pain and real dreams. His speeches also motivate many. Whether in interviews or award shows, Pablo speaks with clarity and sincerity. He talks about discipline, self-belief, and purpose, not as cliches, but as lessons he lived. Fans often say his words feel like advice from an older brother, someone who genuinely wants to see them succeed. There are countless anecdotes: fans who finished school because of him, fans who overcame insecurities, fans who found courage to chase a dream. Pablo doesn't inspire with perfection, he inspires with honesty, with discipline, with kindness. To millions, he isn't just a leader. He is a reminder that ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things. Pablo reminds us that dreams are built, not by luck, but by heart, sacrifice, and unstoppable will.